In May of 2010, the first purchase of physical goods with the use of cryptocurrency occurred. A Florida-based programmer purchased two pizzas using Bitcoin. The pizzas cost him 10,000 Bitcoins, which at the time was valued at around $25. With the value of Bitcoin today, he paid over $93 million for that meal. Bitcoin is the first major innovation to use blockchain technology. As I pursue a career in information technology and cybersecurity, it's important for me to stay up to date with rapidly evolving and emerging technologies. I've been studying and working in the IT industry for over 7 years now and have witnessed how much of an impact the blockchain technology has had in the world. It works behind the scenes and many are unaware of its impacts. Within the next few minutes, I'll shed some light on what this technology is, a few ways that it is currently being implemented, and how it is impacting multiple industries and affecting the global economy. In order to fully grasp its impacts, it has to be understood how blockchain technology actually works. Blockchain is often referred to as a distributed or decentralized public ledger. Companies and people often use ledgers to keep record of important financial transactions of their businesses. Blockchain is a trust-based technology that records and verifies all data transactions and make them publicly available. In his article Blockchain Explained, Nathan Reef describes how, at its most basic level, the blockchain can literally be equated to a chain of blocks. The blocks of the blockchain are the containers that store all of the data in each transaction and contain three parts. The first part of the block is the basic information of the transaction: the date, the time, the amount, the type of data being transferred, etc. The participants of the transaction make up the second bit of the block. Transactions don't store actual names, instead, they each use a unique digital signature. The final part of the block is its cryptographic hash. The hash is the unique signifier of the block itself as a whole. If any information of the transaction is changed, the hash is drastically different. The public database that stores all the blocks is the chain. Each utilization of the blockchain has its own chain. For example, the Bitcoin blockchain is a separate chain than the Ethereum blockchain. Anyone can view the contents of the blockchain as they are made publicly available. However, in order to use the chain, you must become a node or link of the chain. Reef explains that each node receives its own identical copy of the chain, which automatically updates itself with the addition of each new block. As with any developing technology, blockchain has its advantages and its disadvantages. As discussed in the 2018 Fourth International Conference on Green Technology and Sustainable Development, faculty members of an economics and technology university describe blockchain's immutability as one of its most important advantages. This means that once a transaction has been completed and verified, it's almost impossible to change. Someone would have to change every copy of the blockchain on its network in order to modify a transaction because all transactions are constantly being validated against one another on each copy of the chain. The decentralization is another important feature of the blockchain because it eliminates a single point of failure and no single entity has control of it. Jae-Young Lee, a professor at the Science and Technology Policy Institute in the Republic of Korea, explains that decentralization allows the direct connection of consumers and suppliers and minimizes conflicts or errors that could occur. As with everything, blockchain has its own set of limitations and drawbacks. The authors of Blockchain Technology, What is it good for? Discuss the issues of capability and performance, overhead and resource consumption. Decentralized governance comes with three forms of overhead: the need to run a consensus protocol, the need to store full system provenance, and the need for each node to store the entire ledger. The hardware and electricity that users must acquire to participate in the consensus could have tremendous real-world costs. It was estimated that as of April 2018, the energy consumed by Bitcoin miners was equivalent to the power usage of almost 5.5 million US households. Another prominent issue explained in the article is security, privacy, and anonymity. Because blockchain systems are decentralized in nature, they are susceptible to coordinated cyber attacks such as denial of service attacks. Although they are pseudo-anonymous, data in public blockchain can be accessed by everyone, so someone with enough resources and knowledge can potentially access otherwise confidential data. With the creation of a decentralized trust-based technology that has the potential to create different currency systems that can be globally adopted, there are many economic impacts. Joe Liebken explains how blockchain technology can aid the failing pension retirement system that is currently in place in his article, Can Blockchain Solve the Global Retirement Crisis? Both company and government pensions are suffering in their current state. The U.S. Postal Service failed to deliver as much as $34 billion to its pension fund from 2012 to 2016. There is little to no transparency at all stages with the current system, so people find it hard to understand where funds will be invested, how it performs over time, and if it can meet organizational needs. The three major downfalls of the current pension system is changing world demographics, the system's low mobility, and a lack of transparency and control for pension plan beneficiaries. Blockchain technology can address all three of these issues by being on a public ledger, which provides transparency and encourages greater accountability. Adding cryptocurrency investments to traditional financial assets creates a more accessible retirement plan, and it also appeals to a younger crowd. Jae-Young Lee says that blockchain combined with other key technologies such as artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things will lead to the fourth industrial revolution. The connection of devices to blockchain technology allows new nodes to participate in a network without a central system, which would be effectively cost reducing and increase scalability. Blockchain as a base technology would also provide a more reliable and secure data transference mechanism in the upcoming Internet of Things era. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding of what blockchain technology is, some of the advantages and disadvantages that it imposes, and its economic impacts. Blockchain technology is still in its infant stages, and although it's currently mainly used to establish decentralized currency systems, its limitless potentials are being explored on a daily basis, and its popularity is growing rapidly.